This is the Ivinghoe beacon belonging to a tram company called Medhamsley and Crawfords. I joined the ship in Avonmouth and paid off in London 14 months later. It was a great trip around the world. You may notice a difference in the size of the ship depending which photograph you're looking at. Well, the reason for that is the vessel was lengthened at one time, not long before I joined it actually, and they put another hull in front of the bridge section. We were dry docked in the port of Hiroata, and this is Himeji Castle, which is close by. I bought a Super 8 cine camera here in Japan on this trip, and these are my first efforts at trying to use it. As you can see, there's a bit of a shake to start with. I don't seem to be able to get rid of that. That happened at the beginning of every cassette. We made friends with these two guys while we were out boozing in the town, whilst we was in the dry dock, and they even came down to visit us on the ship. The guy driving the car is the bar owner, and the other guy's a friend of his, and he was a Japanese police officer, Gen Hayakawa called him. Tokyo, this looks like some kind of royal dwelling or palace or castle or something. Looks pretty posh. This is us anchored in Tokyo Bay. This is Tokyo Tower, and this is where I actually saw my first colour TV. So, after Tokyo, we head east across the Pacific Ocean to San Diego in California. I've wasted an awful lot of film, I know, just watching these dolphins performing in front of the bow of the ship when at sea, but they really are really nice to see. It's really enjoyable. You just sit there for hours. We're arriving at New Orleans now on the Great Mississippi River. This time we had to haul muck in to get the ship ready for the next cargo on time. There's no reason why we can't have a bit of fun doing it. This is Houston, Texas, and we were waiting to load grain for about 4 weeks, laid up alongside the San Jacinto Monument. Some weekends we used to just hire a car amongst us and just drive off for the day. Had a real nice change just to get off the ship. This is the USS Texas, a World War I battleship preserved in the dry dock, so people can appreciate a little bit of the naval past. Always amazes me, as soon as a ship breaks down at sea, you can bet your life within a few minutes there's fish circling the vessel, and all the crew go rushing off to get their fishing lines to try and catch something. Well, he did say he wanted a haircut. I could sit all day watching these beautiful birds flying around. So graceful, fantastic. Well, this is Mombasa in Kenya, East Africa, and we was here quite a while because discharge was very slow, and after that we went down the coast and completed the discharge in Dar es Salaam. After Dar es Salaam, we sailed east across the Indian Ocean to the beautiful island of Mauritius, and this is the port there, Port St. Louis. After loading the cargo of bulk sugar for Toronto and Canada, we headed west across the Indian Ocean to Durban, where we bunkered, and then round South Africa into the Atlantic Ocean, heading north towards St. Lawrence Seaway. Heading up the Atlantic Ocean, we developed a few problems in the engine room, so we put into a port of Dakar to do some engine room repairs. Made a nice change, made a little break. This is Montreal on the St. Lawrence River, and that is one of my old ships when I was a cadet, Velma Wilson Lines. Looks like the Rialto. Loading grain in Sorel, and then next stop, London. This Glaisdale is the worst vessel I've ever been on. Just 2 weeks working by to Nimmingham. That was enough for me. There's no way I was going to sail on it. This is the Aragona. I just did a 6-week trip across the Canada and back. I was up for my ticket and I needed the money. This is the Valdez, owned by McAndrews. It was a little 12-passenger ship, cargo ship, running from London docks, Gibraltar, and all the ports in Spain up to the French border and back. Rounding Cape St. Vincent on our way towards the Mediterranean and the Straits of Gibraltar. And of course, this is Gibraltar now. We used to spend quite a few days here. Passing another McAndrews vessel, homeward bound. This is Port of Barcelona. I think this is the port of Tarragona. This is the port of Dover, and this little vessel is the Heathergate. It's a vessel that Dave Ramsey and myself went on when we were still at Trinity House. Went in the holidays. I think it was 1959. This is in the London docks, as they call them, and it was just opposite a very famous pub in London called the Prospect of Whitby. This was also the first time that Erica had visited one of the ships I'd been working on. This is the SO Oxford. I fancied having a look to see what tankers were like, so I did a 4-month trip on this one. It's a good company and everything, but tankers weren't for me. I just didn't like them at all. This is the Rossetti, belonging to Lamport and Holtz, and she used to run down to Brazil, Uruguay and Argentina and back. Joined the vessel in Liverpool dry docks. As we were there a few days, Erica paid us a visit before we sailed. There's a QE2 being fitted out on the Clyde. I used to love sitting in the bows on a nice calm day, watching the flying fish leap out the water. It could go quite a long way if the sea was calm. But of course, it wasn't always calm. This is Montevideo in Uruguay. I think this is Santos. I'm not sure, I can't remember the names of all the places, and I can't put them to the film either. It's a shame really, and I didn't have a diary that trip, so I've got no way of backing it up. I always wanted to go to Rio de Janeiro. It's a place I've always wanted to hoped I'd go to whilst at sea. So I joined this ship as she was going down to South America, and we went to practically every port on the coast of Brazil and never went there. It's one about the only place we didn't go to. This little place is called San Francisco de Sol, and it's probably my favourite place on this particular run. I really enjoyed it. It's really relaxing in this little place. And we shifted across the harbour to a little island to take bunkers. This looks like the Mersey pilot station. Picked the pilot up for we're on our way to Manchester actually, but we picked the pilot up here. We picked this strange fella up with his wife in Las Palmas. I don't know, there's something about being on a ship, it does affect different people in different ways. This couple were bonkers. This is the Minster belonging to Stevie Clark's. It's a little collier, and they offered me a mate's job on it, so I thought I'd jump at the chance for the experience, and did a couple of months on it. It was okay, I learned a lot. This is a company called Burris Marks. I did 9 months on this particular ship, and we were running between Elmsmere Port basically with cars for Canada, and then we brought grain back. This looks like a very cold Montreal. This is the view from my cabin porthole. As you can see, it's winter North Atlantic. This looks like Nova Scotia, and it was the first chance I had for my wife Erica to come away with me. Probably not the best time of the year to do it, but you grab it while you can. Each time in Elmsmere Port did fit us out with all these wooden decks to carry these cars, and then once in Canada you can see them discharging them one at a time, which was nice because we got a bit of extra time in port. But it's a bit of a workup because then we ought to get the vessel ready for loading grain for the return journey, so it was quite busy. This is a day out for us, and we're on the streets of Montreal, and I think this is the return of the winning ice hockey team. This is another shot of Montreal from where the ship's parked. This is a nice little ship's bar, not bad for a tramp ship. Just some good nights in here.